Hi. You've got to watch this 38 Degrees. I don't trust them really. They always keep the discussions within a gridlock, okay? So they appear to be doing something for people, but actually they just totally miss the point every single time. Now, I've got nothing against immigrants. I've got nothing against refugees. I fully appreciate our Britain's multicultural society. I've grown up in it and I come from a mixed race family. So what I'm about to say, anybody who says it's racist, get lost, okay? Just get lost with your crap. Because what I'm saying here is not racist, okay? Now, I've been asked to sign this petition by 38 Degrees because apparently, according to the new immigration rules, the NHS is going to run out of doctors and nurses and care workers, okay? Because apparently there's not enough immigrants coming in to do these jobs. Well, this is what I've written on my Facebook and I've actually replied it to them. This is what I've written to them by reply. No, I will not sign. Train British people of every ethnicity to find employment in NHS. Anybody would think with a shortage of workers or are a nation of people too stupid to train as a nurse or doctor. Vamping healthcare workers from other nations is not the answer. And that, I feel so strongly about, it has been a source of deep disgust to me for decades. That not only is Britain too mean to train British youth to be nurses and doctors and healthcare workers, okay? They're too mean to invest in our youth, but they're also draining usually very poor countries of their healthcare workers. Countries like Africa, countries like Eastern Europe, really struggling poor countries that do manage to train healthcare workers, and then the NHS comes and absorbs them all like a sponge, so leaving the people of their nations with no healthcare workers, and meanwhile leaving British people unemployed and untrained. And it's outrageous, it's fucking outrageous that our NHS has not been and is not providing full employment to British people. Why shouldn't British people work in our NHS? And I don't care what colour they are, what background they're from, whether even or not they're already existing immigrants in Britain. But the idea of bringing immigrants specifically to work in the NHS is absolutely outrageous. And believe you me, this is going to get worse. I'm going to leave a video link showing people exactly how these big corporations that are set to take over all of our public services, what's left of them that isn't already corporatised, and that includes the NHS, they have the power to bring in as many immigrants as they like from wherever they like. Okay, I think they're trying to include this stipulation that they earn 30,000 a year. Okay, well, you know, we'll see about that, won't we? But why? Why is it that it's costing a British person £50,000 to train to be a nurse? Why is that? And nobody's talking about it. But everybody's talking about immigrants and Brexit and all of these things which are meaningless. They're meaningless in an economy where people are getting poorer and poorer and poorer. And Brexit will be the final axe to deliver the final blow so that the Tories can say, oh yes, well, income inequality is evened out. Yeah, because actually there's not much difference in income inequality between a person on benefits and a person in full-time work. And the fact is that a person in full-time work in Britain is actually probably worse off than a person on benefits. And that is fucking disgusting. These are the things that I'd like to sign a petition. I'd like to have a petition 38 Degrees to be training British people to be nurses and doctors. Why not? Why can't we invest in it? Why do we need to vamp off other countries and steal their workers, their professionals, because Britain... So what's to become of the general British public then? What is to become of us? What, we're just going to be, what, corporate fodder for doing the menial tasks that pay under £30,000 a year? I tell you what this is about, people. This is about keeping the British workforce generally, by far and large, mostly dumbed down, uneducated, untrained, unqualified, unprofessional, okay? And then they can ignore us even more. And we are literally just stock on the shelves for the corporation. Oh yeah, we need so many workers to do this. We need to, you know, how long is it before they're going to start bringing in police officers from abroad? It's wrong. It's wrong. And I'm sorry, I don't care whatever idiot put this petition together, okay? I understand what you're on about. Well, I'm sorry, you should be demanding that this government invests in our youth, invests in British people, okay? British people of every colour, every background, every faith, invest in them and employ them in our NHS. And you're asking me to sign a fucking petition to ignore the British workforce, to ignore them, as if we've got nobody in Britain can work in the NHS. But I tell you what this is really about, people, because they know damn well that if they didn't have a load of foreigners in who don't really understand the system, and actually I've got nothing like their NHS in their own countries, right, they aren't going to make the complaints, they aren't going to get us upset and start demanding change as a British workforce would inside the NHS. These people are never going to go on strike, they're never going to demand change. They're a transient workforce. They come into the NHS, they get a bit of training, they leave, they piss off out of the country, and then they get another load of immigrants in to replace them. Immigrant workers specifically come to work in the NHS, and then they disappear. And that is what they've been doing. They've been feeding off the poorest countries to come and work. Slave. They literally slave these people. And they know damn well that British people wouldn't do it. It's fucking outrageous. I am sorry, you know, as I say, I'm not a racist person, but this is what I mean about this fucking neoliberalist fucking crap. It is a pile of shite. Spit it out, people. Spit it out. Spit out fucking Brexit. Spit out the fucking Nigel Farage's EDL fucking shit. Spit out this fucking neoliberalist crap, okay? Demand that our youth are trained. We have an NHS. It needs a workforce. Train the British people for it. Do not expect to go to Africa and vamp off the African people, stealing their healthcare workers to slave in the NHS. You fuckers. And you're asking me to sign a petition to help them do it. Well, you can piss off, okay? Fucking wake up, Britain, for goodness sake. Lose the divisions. Lose the divisions. These divisions focusing on immigrants and Muslims and this and that. Brexit. Fuck off. How many people? 120,000 people dead. Officially. Okay? Double that figure. Double it. And think about that. And stand up for your bloody rights. Unite, people of Britain. Unite.